Hey there, welcome back. Thank you for being here. In today's episode, I'm going to walk you through 7 tips for taking care of your voice when you're sick. I'll share a blend of natural remedies and just basic vocal care tips to protect your instrument while you're feeling under the weather, so you can get back to singing as soon as possible with a fully restored voice. So let's begin. Welcome to Reawaken Your Voice. I'm Lainey Crawford, holistic voice coach, singer, song weaver. I believe the song in your heart holds medicine for yourself and for the world. And yet too often, something happens along the way. We shut down our voice and our song goes unsung. Whether you stopped singing years ago or have always harbored an unrealized dream to start, if you're ready to finally give voice to those unsung songs in your heart, then take my hand as I guide you to free yourself from the inner critic, reignite your creativity, find your courage, sing with confidence, and reawaken those dormant parts of yourself aching for a revival. So dust off your songbooks, tune up your guitar, bust out your singing bowls, your shakers, your drum. Actually, all you really need is your voice, your breath, open ears, and an open heart. Let's play. Today, I want to share with you some natural remedies and practical tips to take care of your voice when you're sick. Because, y'all, I am sick. You probably hear it in my voice already. I've got congestion and just a little bit of a scratchy throat from that, that congestion dripping down into my throat. I mean, I'm fine. It's nothing extraordinary, just a regular old run-of-the-mill sinus infection. I've had these over and over again. But I thought this was a good opportunity to go over some basic vocal care tips and some natural remedies that I've gathered throughout the years that will help to nourish and protect your voice when it's cold and flu season, as they say. The seasons are changing here in the Midwest United States where I live, and we're kind of in that late fall, moving into winter soon, and so that means less sun, colder temperatures, closer quarters indoors. I guess those are some of the factors. I don't know. But especially with my 2-year-old son bringing home all kinds of cooties from music class and the kids' play place at my gym. You know, he's building his immune system, and this is a good thing, but that also means he's bringing it home for us, so that's fun. So today I'm just going to keep it short and sweet as much as I can. I know, I can get a bit long-winded and take my good old time to make a point. I've got that flowery flow, and I'm okay with that, but I'll try my best today and just kind of spare my voice a little bit and share with you some of my favorite ways to care for my instrument when I'm sick with a cold, like right now. So let's get right into number 1, steaming. So this feels so good. Steaming is like, breathing in the steam from hot water. So, of course, an easy way to do this is in the shower. That's just, it feels so good to just breathe that in, and calms the lungs and kind of feels like it breaks up the gunk a little bit. You can also, if you have access to one, go into a steam room, which is just heavenly.
But another way is to boil some water on the stove, and when that comes to a rolling boil and there's all that steam coming up, then you put a towel over your head so the steam kind of like it's funneled into your sinuses, and you breathe that in. So you're kind of standing over the boiling pot of water with a towel, being sure that you're not catching it on fire. Oh my gosh. So breathing this in, it just, like I said, feels like it's breaking apart that congestion and moisturizing the lungs and the vocal tract, all of that up in there. So steaming, one of my favorite things. Number 2, a sinus rinse. So this is just flushing the sinuses with warm water and saline. Perhaps you've heard of like a neti pot or a comparable alternative where, that you use the water and saline solution warm and put it through one nostril with sometimes it's like a squeeze bottle, or sometimes it's like a teapot looking thing. You might know what I'm talking about. But you put that in one nostril and it kind of closes it up, and you lean over the sink and kind of tip your head, and it goes through that nostril and out the other nostril, and it just cleans it all out. So it might sound a little bit intimidating, but it actually feels really good and cleans all of that out. It's really nice. So number 3, herbal tea, of course. So herbal tea, it's best to be uncaffeinated. One of my favorite ones is Traditional Medicinal's Throat Coat. It just feels really good. It has like slippery elm bark and licorice root and some other stuff in there, but it feels so soothing on the throat. And you can also create your own blends of herbal tea. I have all of these books on the healing properties of various teas just sitting on my wish list. Like I haven't even bought these books, but I'm like, ooh, that would be really cool to learn how to blend all these teas and use them as like healing balms for the voice specifically, because that's what I really want to use it for. But there are all kinds of other ways to use herbal teas, but obviously I've yet to dive into all of that. But it's out there. Maybe you know some blends that are your favorites, or you've played with these ideas. But yeah, that's something that I think would be kind of fun to get into and play with. Something I have done is like a natural tonic for immune support. So it's a natural form of quinine. And what you do is you use citrus peels to, you cook like grapefruit and lemon peels in like a slow cooker, or you can boil it on the stove and just like reduce it down. Like you do it for a long time. And you extract all of that, all the juices and oils from the peels themselves. And it's a natural form of immunity support, like this natural tonic. It's very potent and it doesn't taste that great, but it's so good for your immune system. So also disclaimer, these are just natural remedies that I've tried and really loved. And I'm no medical expert, but but I love these natural remedies. So yeah, try some, play with them, and we'll move on to number 4. Number 4, essential oils. Also, I'm not an expert on these, but that's why I like to use a lot of like pre-blended ones. Like doTERRA has On Guard, which is a really nice blend for immune support. Breathe, which is a nice blend for just diffusing it and breathing it in, and it feels so good in your respiratory system, just moving through. You can also like get the beadlets, get them in the beadlet form. Oregano oil is really good for when you have a cold or when you're dealing with sinus stuff. You can put it like in your belly button or on the bottom of your feet. So these are just things that you can look into on your own. Again, I'm no expert, but I'm just sharing some of these things that I've tried and had success with. And just passing that along. Number 5, vocal rest, which sometimes is so welcomed. Like, okay, I'll just, step away from singing for a little bit. It's okay. And sometimes it's hard. You want to sing. You have the urge to sing, but your voice is not there. So when you are sick, be sure not to sing in like a whisper. So you may be tempted to sing and just kind of do it lightly with a gentle whisper. And actually, this is worse for your voice. So no whisper singing. You also don't want to try to push through it and end up, blowing out your voice or, causing more inflammation than is already there. Yeah, you have to be careful not to like put way down on it and get that vocal fry. The vocal fry sounds like this. Okay, I can't do it any more than that. But now you know what I'm talking about. So what's best is to find a really nice space of resonance in the mask. So in your sinuses where it's all clogged up, you try to send the sound there rather than letting it sit in your throat. Just like singing, we don't want to sing from our throat, but being sure to direct the sound and the placement into a light lifted space in the mask resonance when you're speaking. Now, something you can do if you want to do a little bit of vocalizing is you can do some gentle humming, which may be really difficult if you're so congested, but maybe just doing a few minutes of it can help that vibration can help to break down the congestion a little bit, move it around a little bit. So yeah, that gentle humming is okay. And if you still want to spend some time practicing, there are other ways to practice singing without actually singing. So what I mean by this is listening to music, like listening to another singer. When you're listening to a really talented singer who has beautiful vocal technique, you almost can feel it in your body and recognize proper placement, resonance. You can almost feel like where the placement should be in your voice, in your body. You can also work on lyrics if you're writing songs. Just spend some time writing and playing around with lyrics. You can work on accompaniment, play piano or play guitar, work on some of those parts. You can work on memorization without actually singing. Especially if you have a scratchy throat or you've lost your voice or it's become raspy, it's best to refrain from singing and just you can go deeper into the music in these other ways. Let's move on to number 6. So number 6 is just some basics of taking care of your body, because your body is your instrument. So drinking lots of water, getting extra sleep, some fresh air and sunshine. That vitamin D is so important. So yeah, if you can get out into the fresh air and sunshine and move your body, that's going to be really good for you. You can also do supplements of like vitamin D, vitamin C, zinc, quercetin. These help with immune support. Also, disclaimer, these are just things that I've done and work for me. Look into it on your own. But you know the basics of taking care of yourself and your body when you are not feeling so well. Number 7, kindness and tenderness towards yourself and your instrument. Like I said, your body is your instrument. So you have to listen to it and give it what it needs. Refrain from what it doesn't need. And when you do return to singing, start gently. Ease your way back into it. Don't expect your full power to be there right away. Trust that it will return. But give it time. Your voice is resilient and your voice is strong. So have no fear, it will come back. But this is a time for you to pause and rest and take care of yourself. So, quick summary of those 7 tips. Number 1, steaming. Number 2, sinus rinse. Number 3, herbal tea. Number 4, essential oils. Number 5, vocal rest. Number 6, the basics. And number 7, kindness and tenderness towards yourself and your instrument. So, of course, I hope that you never need these tips, but we know the reality of being humans in these earthly bodies. So tuck this episode away and just keep it in your back pocket for a rainy day or your next sick day when your voice is in need of a little extra TLC. I'm wishing you health and wellness in the months to come and always. Lots of love.
Hey friend, thank you so much for listening. If this episode unlocked something in you or moved you in some way, I'd be so grateful if you'd leave me a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you're streaming this, and share this episode with a friend who's been praying for a vocal breakthrough. Until we meet again, keep nurturing that song in your heart. Lots of love.